Fire royal shock. Princess Leonor officially marries Christian, fans lose control. No one saw it coming. Not the media. Not the royal watchers. Not even some members of the royal families themselves. In a move that stunned Europe and left millions of fans speechless, Princess Leonor of Spain has officially married Prince Christian of Denmark. A royal love story once whispered about in secret has now become the most talked about royal moment of the century. For years, their connection was the subject of speculation, quiet rumors, and fleeting glances caught on camera. But no one expected this, not this soon, not this secretly, and not with such emotional force. The announcement dropped like thunder across Europe. The statement from the Spanish royal house was brief but powerful. Her Royal Highness, Princess Leonor of Spain, and His Royal Highness, Prince Christian of Denmark, have united in marriage in a private ceremony attended by their families. Fans froze. Journalists rushed to confirm. Even royal experts struggled to process what had just happened. How could two of Europe's most closely watched heirs pull off something this massive, this historic, without a single leak? The answer, as it turns out, lies in years of hidden affection, secret meetings, and quiet rebellion against royal tradition. Leonor, Spain's future queen, a young woman molded by discipline, duty, and destiny. Christian, Denmark's charming heir, a prince born into calm elegance but known for his quiet independence. Together, they defied what royal life was supposed to be. They didn't follow protocol. They followed their hearts. Their story began long before the world noticed. Back in their teenage years, both attended European royal events, galas, diplomatic receptions, summer gatherings. Leonor, poised and composed, often stood beside her father, King Felipe, absorbing the weight of leadership. Christian, tall and soft-spoken, carried himself with quiet confidence, much like his father, Crown Prince Frederick. It was during one of these gatherings, in Norway, that the two reportedly met properly for the first time. Away from the flashing lights, away from the cameras, they spoke. Not as heirs to two thrones, but as two young people living parallel lives under impossible pressure. From that day, something changed. They began to notice each other at every event. A shared smile across the room. A brief conversation during dinner. It was subtle, but powerful. Both understood what it meant to live under the constant eye of the world. Both knew what it felt like to belong to everyone and yet, somehow, to no one. As months turned into years, their friendship deepened. They exchanged letters through trusted aides. They visited each other's countries under the guise of cultural exchanges. But those who were close knew, it wasn't diplomacy. It was love. Still, royal rules are not kind to such stories. Both families faced enormous pressure. Advisors warned about politics. The Spanish royal court worried about optics, their future queen marrying into another monarchy. The Danish palace feared media backlash. Every whisper of romance had to be hidden behind polite denial. But love, once planted, grows in silence. And that's exactly what happened. When Leonor turned 18, the Spanish press noted how different she seemed. More confident, more radiant. During her oath of allegiance to the Spanish Constitution, Christian watched quietly from afar. Though officially attending as a foreign royal representative, his gaze followed her throughout the ceremony. When she spoke her vow to serve Spain, with loyalty and honor, he smiled, proud, admiring, in awe. Behind the scenes, their relationship had already reached a new level. Trusted sources revealed that both families had quietly given their blessing months earlier, under the strict condition of secrecy. Leonor and Christian had promised discretion, determined to protect their love from the chaos of the public eye. And so, when the announcement finally came, the shock wasn't just in the news itself, but in how it happened. There was no televised ceremony. No weeks of countdown coverage. No grand parade. Just a simple, heartfelt union, private, powerful, and deeply emotional. The wedding took place in a secluded Danish chapel, surrounded only by immediate family members. The ceremony was intimate. Leonor wore a gown inspired by her mother, Queen Letizia, elegant, timeless, and understated. Her veil carried both the Spanish royal crest and Denmark's national flower, symbolizing unity and love between their nations. Christian stood waiting at the altar, nervous yet smiling, his uniform adorned with medals representing both countries. When Leonor walked in, time seemed to pause. There were no cameras, no reporters, only raw emotion. As she reached him, He whispered, "We did it." She smiled softly, replying, "Together, always." Their vows were simple but unforgettable. Leonor promised to love with courage, even when the world demanded caution. Christian vowed to protect her joy, even above the crown. When they exchanged rings, forged from Spanish gold and Danish silver, both families were visibly moved. After the ceremony, they stepped outside, hand in hand, to the sound of church bells ringing across the Danish capital. A small crowd of locals had gathered, holding flags and flowers, completely unaware of what they were about to witness. When the couple appeared, smiles wide and hearts full, the crowd erupted. Cheers filled the air. Some cried. Others waved flags high, chanting their names. Within minutes, the footage began circulating online. A fan caught it on camera, and the clip went viral in seconds. Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram exploded. Millions of fans from Spain, Denmark, and across the world shared the moment. Leonor married Christian. The posts screamed, "Europe's fairy tale just became real." Royal analysts scrambled to confirm details. Experts called it a new era of monarchy, one built on love, not politics. Younger generations praised the couple for breaking outdated rules. Older royalists were divided, some stunned by the lack of grandeur, others moved by its sincerity. Later that evening, an official photo was released. Leonor and Christian standing beneath soft candlelight, her head resting gently on his shoulder, both smiling with quiet joy. No crown, no extravagance, just two young royals who chose each other. Back in Spain, King Felipe reportedly told close aides, "She followed her heart, and I am proud of her." Queen Letizia was said to have cried when she first saw her daughter as a bride. In Denmark, Queen Mary described the day as a moment of peace, hope, and unity. As the sun set that evening, the couple shared a private dinner with their families. Music played softly. Leonor's younger sister, Sophia, gave a heartfelt toast, calling their love proof that even among royals, hearts can choose freely. Christian's brother, Vincent, joked that he'd never seen his older brother this happy. Outside, the world couldn't stop watching. Fans gathered outside royal palaces in Madrid and Copenhagen, holding candles and singing. Some called it the most romantic royal event since William and Kate's wedding. Others said it surpassed it, because it was real, raw, and human. Days later, the newlyweds released a short message: "We thank everyone for their love and support. Our hearts are full. This moment marks not just our union, but a bridge between two families, two nations, and two dreams." Their words resonated deeply. For millions, this was more than a royal event. It was a story of courage, love, and defiance. A reminder that even in a world bound by protocol and expectation, love still finds its way. Months have passed, and the world still talks about that day. Analysts say their marriage has strengthened ties between Spain and Denmark. Young people across Europe see them as a new symbol of hope, royals who feel, who love, who live like everyone else. Princess Leonor and Prince Christian didn't just marry. They made history. They turned whispers into wonder. They gave the world a reason to believe that in the end, love always wins, even in palaces built on centuries of tradition. Fans didn't just lose control that day. They gained something, too: faith in the magic of modern royalty. This wasn't just a royal marriage. It was a revolution of the heart. The fairy tale that once seemed impossible has finally come true. The end.